Councillor Raj Mehta here, Chair of Lawley and Overdale Parish Council. Thank you for joining us to remember those who gave their lives in the First and Second World War and later conflicts, and to remember those who returned home mentally and physically scarred from the horrors of war. Today we honour the heroic efforts, achievements and sacrifices that were made by all, both military and civilian personnel, servicemen and women. Whilst we cannot all be here together, the parish and its community still wanted to commemorate and pay their respects to those who gave so much to defend our democratic freedom and our way of life.
Traditionally, this is the time when the nation gathers to remember all who have served our nation, putting their lives at risk to fight in wars for the well-being and security of our nation. This year, as we cannot gather in our local parks and churches like we might usually do, in our homes, at least we can be present together as we're joined by the wonder of the internet. I want briefly to follow the story of one young man from here, James Davenport Jones, who signed up for a career in the army with no idea as to where it would lead. He joined the 2nd Battalion, the King's Royal Rifles, and began a 3-year tour of duty. In August 1914, his regiment landed at Le Havre and engaged in various actions on the Western Front. Through the next 2 years, the battalion was involved in action in various parts of France. All of it hard, some of it frightening. In this great war, neither side wanted to give ground. The food and the conditions for the soldiers were usually poor and often terrible. So much had been invested in this war, and as the death toll mounted, so the numbers of soldiers signing up for both sides reached epic proportions. During 1917, Jones followed the German retreat to the Hindenburg Line and the great and brutal Battle of Passchendaele. James was killed at Passchendaele on the 7th of November 1917, just 3 days before the end of the bloodiest battle that the world has ever witnessed. He was 29 years old. His body is buried at a military cemetery in Belgium, but his family was determined that his sacrifice would not be forgotten in his home community. His memorials include his name on a plaque inside his family church. This incredible stone monument placed in his memory in our cemetery, and the solid oak communion furniture which is still regularly in use today. And his name is now added on the list at this new war memorial down here in Lawley. And it is to remind us that peace should never be taken for granted.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow we gave our today.
We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive those dark clouds far away. But will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know as they saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell